Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this, your Libra May 2023 reading and forecast. Hi, I'm Nigel Saint James, clairvoyant, and I've done a number of one-on-one clairvoyant readings for a number of you Librans over the course of the last month. It's been great to get to know you personally. And if you might be interested to see what's involved in having a one-on-one clairvoyant reading with me, then just check out the information that's in the description box below. Now, of course, I need to charge for readings. But what I don't charge for, and which I do offer to you as well, you see, when I was born, there was bestowed upon me, in addition to clairvoyance, the spiritual gift of healing. Now, healing is given to me on the express condition that I do not personally benefit from it. And so the healing which I offer to you over FaceTime or Skype, unless you happen to live in my home city, which is probably unlikely, then it's free and without obligation. I'm happy to spend the time with you to undertake that procedure. And of course, as some regulations say, you need to obtain medical advice at the same time, and naturally that's a sensible thing in any event. But now, as the subscribers know, and great to see the subscribers. You know, I love to see you each month. Truly, I do. You're part of my extended family in a way. I really look forward to interacting with you in the comments, and it's great to see you. Now, we're going to take 5 cards. Now, as you also know, though, there are no video advertisements breaking their way into this content, and so you get to enjoy the experience uninterrupted by such commercial intrusions as video ads. Now let's take these 5 and see what there is in store for you this month. There's the 5 of Pentacles. Here is the Sun. What a beautiful looking Sun card, quite unusual. Let's have a look there. The Hierophant, well, actually doesn't really surprise me, but let's have a look in just a second. There's the 3 of Pentacles. And this, finally, is Strength. Well, as is our usual practice, why don't you come now? Sit down here next to me. We'll have a good close look at the imagery on these cards together while I do the reading for you. Okay, let's have a look at this Hierophant, which has shown up right in the middle of your spread. Now, what is going on here? Now, of course, I'm interpreting these cards, the imagery on them, in my way, and you're free, of course, to do it in your way. But what I see is the Hierophant being shown here as an owl sitting on a branch of an old tree with strong roots. Now, he is reading out of a book in front of a little girl, eagerly sharing his knowledge and wisdom with her. Now, this girl is listening very attentively. The old tree represents traditions grown out of centuries. And I think there could be a suggestion here that maybe just for the moment, it might be wise to go along with traditions, even if you don't necessarily believe them, just for the sake of keeping the peace this month. Now, the astrology of this card is really good for you because it is Venus ruling Taurus with the moon exalted. So there's a great stability here at this time. There's also a great love of luxury, of eating, drinking, and, well, spending money and the finer things of life. There's the established beliefs and traditions being called into some sort of question by you, I think. I think you'll be looking for education and honing up your skills, whatever they may be, whether it's recipes, cooking, or work-related activities. Now, traditionally, the Hierophant is the intermediate between heaven and earth, the guide and the purveyor, that is the one who imparts esoteric or hidden wisdom. Now, when he shows up, as he has done here, it is saying to me that you need to learn or understand something. You need to come to grips with something, and you'll know what that relates to. Now, this could relate to an important established principle or a matter of what is of morality, how you view the morality of a particular action or point of view, or the unveiling of a secret truth. Now, as a mediator between the absolute and humankind, the Hierophant, often speaks of a need to devote yourself to the study and contemplation of something in order to gain a hidden meaning about something. I think you're going to come across something. I think you're going to have a aha moment. I think it's all going to gel here for you. Now, I think what this is saying that you should trust your own interpretations with a greater certainty of belief. Now, there's all sorts of ways in which you can look at this. It's politics. It's how you behave. It's how you view the behavior of others. It's how you want to live. This is talking about you having faith in yourself here. And this guy can, I think, teach you to look for deeper patterns in things, or for you to take a look at the wider picture of a situation, beyond the surface details of things to a more deep-seated level. Now, I think there is also here, this could well be a symbol of your own personal talent coming to the fore, which I think it is. There's knowledge now. You're acquiring knowledge. You may actually have an insight of genius. And this, I think, is to do with something that you probably haven't paid a lot of attention to before. Maybe it's to do with a work assignment that's in front of you. And he teaches you to be focused and diligent in recognizing and developing your true calling. Now, in a relationship, I think that this implies that a phase of deeper trust and establishment of a more permanent partnership is developing. And on an inner level, I think this indicates that you are now ready to teach, to encourage others. You have an opportunity to guide and mentor somebody else, I think, with your particular talents and the way that you look at things. And these you come to through hard work, experience, and dedication. Remember, you of all people should share your knowledge, because by passing on your knowledge, you will gain great respect and a deep sense of worth. Well, shall we have a look at the card that's just below it, which is this Strength card? And what is going on here? I hear you ask, and certainly I am asking that. Well, there is a young woman with cat ears and a cat tail, gently holding the head of a lion. Even though she looks much smaller and weaker than the big lion, she seems pretty relaxed and seems confident in her ability to keep the lion under control. Now, I think that in this card, the lion stands for inner passion and desire that can be tamed and subdued with gentle persuasion, emotional restraint, and compassion. Now, know that I'm not saying that you should not make use of your animal talents or your animal inclinations. Just don't let them throw your life out of balance. She is the daughter of the flaming sword. I see here with you now a great degree of strength and courage. This is Leo here, the sun ruling Leo with, I don't very often use the outer planets, but I'm getting the feeling of Uranus exalted in here. That is breaking through new things, new ways, overturning things is what I'm seeing. As a result, probably, of gathering information from all sorts of people's different views and understanding what is in the head of the other person. I think that's what you'll be doing. There is also here the glory of the sun, because the sun is ruling Leo here and acting calmly. And you will be maintaining poise. You'll be open-minded and you'll have great creative abilities here. I think that this tells you that you have the inner strength and power to endure and to triumph. Now, the strength is solar in nature, as the card is ruled by the sun. It is a steady, invigorating power that is all-encompassing and expansive in its nature. Now, like the sun, it penetrates all around it with a vibrant energy, an energy both fiery, which is active, and perhaps watery, which is inactive, both in perfect balance. Now, the fiery lusts, and there's nothing wrong with fiery lusts. They're represented by this lion, which has been tamed by the watery passivity of our feminine aspect. And before the men get upset, we all have a feminine aspect to us, just as all the women have a masculine aspect to them as well. So this balancing of the positive and negative, I think, results in a vitality that is both passionate and spontaneous, yet centered and stable. It is creative, bold and determined, while at the same time being composed and also compassionate. I think what you need to do is to dedicate yourself to your tasks with passion, creativity, and joyful energy. This may be in order to give positive energy to a situation, to help you realize your potential, or to succeed in some sort of endeavor or another. And you must fight for your interests and the interests of others. Perhaps you need to increase your motivation in a situation or task, or be more courageous or centered in your emotions. It may be that you need to withdraw for the moment and re-energize your spirit. In relationships, the Strength card here is telling me that you need to find balance, devoting yourself to love without losing yourself to the overwhelming compulsion of your instincts. It can also indicate that a new relationship is emerging that will fill you with vitality and joy, or that an existing relationship will take on new passion or loving understanding. You know, there's a quality of a simmering sensitivity here, a sensitivity that makes you aware of the deeper essence of things, where your feelings are in tune with the subtle flow of emotional and creative energy around you, the lights, sounds, and movements in nature. They touch you at a level where you are at one with the deeper core of things, connecting you to your spiritual self. Look, do you know that the mastering of your emotions and your animal instincts, that is allowed, when I say that, use them by all means, but manage your instincts. Don't let your instincts manage you. Do you understand what I'm saying? Well, when you do that, that allows your true strength to flourish. It's not a matter of fighting or repressing these forces, but of accepting them and recognizing them as the ancient powers living within you. Now, what's sitting on top of that card? Let's have a look. Well, there's more sun here. You see, this is a really, really productive. There was a moment of worry here for you, but you have so much energy that's flowing around here that you can't but be victorious and fulfilled and happy. Now, here we have a woman, well, who captures all the light and energy from the sun. There are rays of sunlight, flower petals, and birds shooting out from the woman into the sky. And the woman is filled with complete happiness, and she is spreading her warmth to other people's lives. But have a look at this dark bird. It's covering her eye and momentarily, I think, blocks the warmth of the sun, preventing the sunshine from reaching every corner. Even with sunshine, you can sometimes feel sad or depressed. But the point is that this bird is going to be shooed away, and the negative moods pass, and the sun shines on you. This talks to me of this sun illuminating your path forward, pushing the darkness away, and you be seeing what is ahead of you on the road, and this is a turning point for the better in your life. Now, astrologically, obviously, it is the sun. Now, I don't need to say anything more than that. The sun is the most powerful planet in astrology. But what you will have here is an inexhaustible strength and desire to enjoy yourself and energy. There's an ecstatic joy. You will have radiant beauty emanating from you, and you're going to be very magnetic and sexually attractive to other people. There's very strong creative energies here. I think there's personal power. I think you'll be achieving things, and there's reward and wealth coming because I see abundance and generosity. I also see honors. So I think that people are going to recognize you for the good work that you do or for the things that you have produced. I think there's also a reconciliation with your shadow self. Not being afraid of who you are, but understanding who you are. And as a result of it, there is a great degree of self-confidence with you at this time. Now, the sun characterizes the source and power of life on this planet itself, doesn't it? Now, this energy is all around us. It's all encompassing. It is the glory of radiant light that fills the lifeblood of the universe with brilliance and regeneration. Now, when this appears in this position, you should be assured that your desires and your will have ignited and are expanding into realization. This energizing power brings with it a thrilling clarity that burns away all of the fears and doubts that are around. I think you're about to experience a magnificent sense of spiritual well-being as well. This represents your divine ego and is the process through which your greatest desires and passions turn into a reality in your existence here on Earth. I think the time has come for you to engage with your own glorification. The illumination of the sun reveals all that was previously hidden in darkness. The energy of sunlight expands your limits and invigorates you with triumphant glory and self-confidence. Ecstasy, joy, and power are soon to be experienced. Now, with confidence and courage, I think you will allow yourself to shine. Now is the time to gather the rewards and the recognition for your achievements and to fulfill your wishes. By relaxing and giving yourself up to the blazing lifeblood of the sun, you can accomplish anything. This brilliance is both internal and external, and its energy can be passed on to others without loss. It gives you a life-enhancing power with unconditional love and acceptance. There's an illumination that sweeps aside all the dross, the trivialities of materialism or egotistical behavior, replacing it with sensibility, a glorious, all-embracing majesty as you take control of yourself and you understand that you are loved, that you are important, and you don't need external things to signal that. This represents the ultimate source of inner light that is in complete harmony with the Absolute. And its essential message, I think, is that you should strive to connect yourself with the divine light of the sun, the source of all life. Now, in health matters, I think this energy is a sign of vibrant well-being and a recovery from illness. And in your professional or in your domestic life, it indicates prosperity and great achievements. And it can also speak of the conception of a child, or for the attainment of your precious heart's desire. And in love, this energy represents a vibrant, intimate, loving, and understanding relationship. Now, on that same horizontal, there is this woman here. What's she doing? Let's have a look. Whoa. Fascinating art, isn't it, this deck? Don't you think? I do. Now here we see a woman standing in a cold, snowy landscape. Now a longer journey has taken all of her energy, I think, and probably she feels exhausted. Her hair has turned into dry, knobbly branches, and her wire dress, Well, that just shows her inner emptiness. The thorny rose in her hands, which is sinking into a hole in the ground, I think symbolizes her worry, feelings of loss, which are unfounded, because there are 5 windows shining their warm and welcoming light. They are symbols of hope and spiritual support. However, in her worry, she doesn't see the help that is available, and therefore goes on wringing her hands alone. Now, what is the astrological story here? Well, for me, it is Mercury in Taurus, with the moon exalted in Taurus. So 2 things are happening. The fluidity and speed of Mercury is weighed down by the plodding, fixed sign of Earth being Taurus. And the moon is very much allowed to be herself in here, but pays a lot of attention to what is going on within or below. And the result of that can be when Mercury, which is about communication, is badly affected, you can actually turn around and start worrying about things. So I see worry here for some reason, or anxiety actually which leads to a deeper understanding of what is happening, because I see you finding a solution to what it is that you are worried about, or finding a way out of it. There's determination and courage here, I'm pleased to say, and also learning to be patient, resourceful, or trusting. And you, of course, have learned from difficult life experiences in the past, haven't you? I think this speaks of the destruction of an old order or structure that has become stifling to you. Often that structure is something you have been clinging to, as if it is a source of security. This makes the breakdown of its form quite painful. It's a sudden change, or you feel that there's something lost, or there's a conflict, or you worry about it, or you're worried about these things happening. Worry is what's happening here. However, the light of this energy is that the destruction, the perceived destruction of your security, is actually the path towards greater peace and clears the way for renewal. You see, you will gain a greater understanding through something that you are worrying about. Understand that worry doesn't do anything. You can't do anything about what you're worried about. Putting things off only makes them worse if they're necessary. Often, though, you may not be aware of these things, these structures that you're clinging to, that they've been destructive, which can make their loss so much more difficult. Now, without the balancing factor that breaks down solid forms, there would be no spiritual development, and we'd just turn into rocks. But you recognize the changeability in all things, and that everything changes, nothing is permanent. Do you know, too often you've seen other people sink into the illusion of helplessness. This is saying that all things pass, and that if you're worried about things, it's not going to happen. You just take another step towards greater well-being. I think that this indicates that there is probably something of a challenge ahead, although this probably has the conclusion to it down here. And it encourages you not to falter if you are worried about stuff. Now, it could be that you have some issue or situation that is problematic. Well, who doesn't? Or it could be that you feel that you are standing on precarious ground. Well, who hasn't? However, the breakdown of a second structure is not always a negative experience. This may refer, I think, to something that was holding you back, or to a situation, although it might have been comfortable, it has to end to make way for a blessing to continue, so that you can get on with your life's journey, such as breaking away from the single life or getting out of a destructive relationship. So instead of worrying, you must turn your energy to optimism and carefree vitality and development. Now, you could be drawn into a negative situation or predicament, or perhaps there is a need for a change of lifestyle, or the way you manage money or emotional communication. But what you're worried about, according to this, has no grounding. Now, why should we say that? Well, let's have a quick look at it, shall we? And see what is here. Here we have delightful painting which shows two parrots helping a young girl build a flower out of bricks. All three figures work as a team, helping each other to succeed in this project. Each has something useful to contribute. And because they respect each other and they value each other's opinions and knowledge, they are going to succeed. Now, the good thing about this from an astrological point of view, where its placing is that it's Mars in Capricorn. Well, the benefit is that Mars is also exalted in Capricorn. So Mars is an honoured guest within the house of within the sign of Capricorn. And Saturn, Capricorn's ruler, treats Mars well, and together they sort out things for the best. That energy of Mars is used very constructively. What is thought to be the negative or malefic properties of Saturn, they are not there. They are moving things forward. So I see stabilization, great creative powers and talents, gradual development, self-confidence and a duty to yourself, recognition, self-realization. These are all here with you now. The matter at hand, I think, demands an increased sense of identity and purpose. There's a need to establish a firm foundation through planning and preparation that's revealed here, along with the willingness to work steadily in order to assert the power of growth. But a period of stability may be ahead, and it's worth working for to achieve long-term wishes. Look, this is talking about the manifestation of a desire, a project, or a situation through putting in the hard work now, and that leads to abundant rewards. Now, work may be necessary to bring about your desires, but by organizing yourself and engaging in the joys of creativity, you'll find that this is the right time to build the structures here. Now, as well as representing work in general, this card is particularly concerned with works of art or a project that involves a passion for the task at hand. And in this passion, rather than financial reward, it is this passion that fuels your desire. You can move mountains, and the things that you're worrying about, they won't come to pass. Your life is going to move on forward brilliantly. What a great spread of cards.
I trust you enjoyed that as much as I did providing it to you. I certainly enjoyed providing that reading to you. I always do, though, don't I? I love to see you, and thank you for having me in your home. I really do appreciate it, and I appreciate the confidence that you place in me and the warmth which you show to me. Now, I'm not going to see you again probably unless you contact me for a reading or for a healing until next month. But until then, remember one thing and one thing only, and it is this, that you are a legend. And I look forward to seeing you again next month. And until then, it's bye for now.